Welcome to the Voice of Prosperity, unlocking the hidden secrets to the power of prosperity in your money, your life, and your business. Get ready for your heart to be touched in a powerful way with your friend and host, Matthew Miglin.
Welcome, friends. I want to share with you today on a dollar saved is actually $2 earned. Yes, a dollar saved is $2 earned. I took it from the Ben Franklin. He had talked about a penny saved is actually a penny earned. And he didn't have inflation back then. And he also, we don't value a penny today like they did back then. So I've switched it to a dollar to create some value in people's mind. And also because of inflation, it actually affects us. So a dollar is not really a dollar. It's actually, a lot more than that, or a lot less than that. So I want to add the principle of a dollar saved is actually $2 earned. And I want to share it with you today. I believe you're really going to find this to be enlightening and you're going to learn a lot from this. So listen up. I want to tell you some stories here. Let's say you want to go out and you want to actually buy a flat screen television set. And let's say you found one on sale at Best Buy for $1,000, and you saying, you know what, I'm ready to buy this. I want one. I need one. Mine's broke, whatever. And you go out and you're at the store ready to give them your credit card and pay for this. Well, before you do, and I encourage this with anything anyone buys, if you don't absolutely have to have it that day, what you need to do is do your research. Doing your research can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on even little things that you buy overall. But here's how it works. So instead of actually buying, let's say, your television at Best Buy, you go back home. You see the price, work the best deal with the salesperson. You go back and now you do some research and you see what Amazon is selling it for. You check and see what Walmart online is selling it for. You check some of the regular retail stores and what they're selling it for. Make a few phone calls. You'd be surprised how many places, or sometimes just out of the blue, someone is actually selling something at a huge discount, or a place that maybe is selling things wholesale, or maybe you buy it from a place online like Alibaba from made in China, since most of our electronics and televisions are made in China anyway. Why not buy direct and actually save some money as well? So let's say you do your research and you find that you're actually able to buy this television set for, instead of $1,000 with a discount, you're actually able to sell it, or buy it, at actually for $600. So that's a $400 savings. Now, if you could save $400, wouldn't that be worth taking a few extra hours of research? Absolutely. Because here's the principle. Not only is it going to save you $400, but because of the principle of a dollar saved is actually $2 earned, it's actually saving you close to $800. And here's why. When you want to, let's say, buy this television at the full price of $1,000, you're going to have to make $2,000 in income gross and pay, we're going to use for a number easy to work with here, 50% in taxes, in between, unemployment and all the federal taxes you have to pay in your payroll, and your state taxes, and even the additional sales tax you'd have to pay on a higher price item. All that added in it gets close to 50%. But let's say you're not quite that, but let's use that number just for making the ease of this conversation. So you actually have to earn $2,000 in gross to have 50% of your taxes paid, to have $1,000 left over to be able to go to the store and actually buy a $1,000 television set. So when you save $400, in reality, you're saving $800 that you would have to earn first before you could actually pay your taxes and go buy that television set. So when you save money, you're saving not just what the current dollar factor is, you're actually saving a lot more. Another example is with a house. You're looking at a house that's $300,000, and let's say you negotiate and you look and you search and you get that house down to let's say $250,000. Let's say you just you're a hard negotiator. You're saving $50,000. So if you're saving $50,000, how much are you actually saving? You're saving close to $100,000 by doing all your negotiating, by searching and by looking and getting the best deal possible for yourself. You've actually saved yourself $100,000 because of the extra time and effort you've made to negotiate. Some people, they get lazy. They don't want to take the extra time, but it's easier to save money than to have to go earn it someplace. And when you save, this is the whole point, is when you save on a house, let's say $50,000, or let's say it's even only just, $5,000. You don't have to go earn that money, for something else in the future. You saved it. So now you have that more that you now can use for something else. So saving money is such a powerful tool and principle. So now here's another principle I want to teach you about. A dollar saved is $2 earned. When you go and buy a car, let's say it's a $20,000 car that you found. Now you're going to have to pay interest on that car. So with, the 5 and 6 year payment plans everybody seems to have now, you're going to pay close to $30,000 for that same $20,000 car. So you'd say, well, it's worth it paying the interest. So in reality, you think you're paying $20,000 for that car. In reality, you're paying $30,000 for a car that's only worth $20,000. But is that true? No, it's not. In reality, you're going to have to earn $60,000 over the next, 5 or 6 years, pay your taxes approximately 50%, to have $30,000 left over for a $20,000 car. So how much are you actually paying for that $20,000 car? You're paying $60,000 for a $20,000 car that's going to eventually break down and not be worth anything. Think about that. Let's take it home a little to a bigger number, a bigger place here that I think will get your attention. The average person eventually in their lifetime buys at least one home, sometimes more than one home. And when we think about buying a home, we always look at the payment amount. Can I afford the monthly payment? Can I afford the $1,200 or the $1,500 or the $700 a month, or whatever your bracket you're in? If you're in the bigger bracket where you're spending $10,000 a month for your mortgage payments, whatever it is, it's the principle still the same. Is if you go and shop and you find a $250,000 house, how much is that house going to cost you? Well, now you just learned Matthew's little lesson here. You're saying, well, it's actually costing me $500,000, Matt. Not really. In reality, you're going to pay taxes, and if you average somewhere between 5 and 6%, you're going to, over that lifetime, pay about $750,000 for a 30-year mortgage for that house. So if you're going to pay $750,000 for that house, and you're going to have to earn $1.5 million in income to be able to pay the taxes, and then have $750,000 left, in reality, how much are you paying for this house? You're paying $1.5 million for a $250,000 house. Is that crazy or nuts or what? This is what the average person does not think about. They think about and look at the monthly payments and don't realize they're setting themselves into a trap where the majority of their income is going to be going to this house that's only worth $250,000. This is why debt is so destructive in people's lives, and I don't want it to happen to you. So, dollar saved is $2 earned. So, every opportunity you can to find a way to save money, save the money, because it will be worth more to you than what you're actually paying. Instead of buying a $250,000 house, think about buying a house that you can fix up and make it more valuable, and use some of your spare money that you have each month to put into it, to invest into it, instead of borrowing the money to be able to do that. How about buying, like my wife and I, when I understood these principles, instead of buying a $300,000 house, which at that time we could afford based on our income, we decided to buy a bank-owned house for $112,000. And then we renovated it, and we had a bunch of equity in the house after we got done renovating it and put a lot of our savings into it. So in reality, we only had a small mortgage of $112 or 100, might have been like $120,000, something like that, dollar mortgage instead of a $300,000 mortgage. And we paid it off ahead of time. So instead of paying all the interest, that we would, so that would be like a $300,000 or $350,000 total payment with the mortgage payment, we only ended up paying like maybe 170 or 180, something like that, maybe for a $112,000 house. Now that is the proper way to save money and keep your costs down. And now, so instead, we didn't have to make and earn $600,000 to be able to pay for a $300,000 house plus mortgage. Interest and all that. We actually only had to make about, let's say, $350,000 to be able to pay for that house, etc. So it's a powerful principle if you can get this. And so I encourage you, look for every opportunity to save money on anything you buy. I'm using some big number of items to just get the impact for you, but this applies to your lunch. It applies to just buying a book, just anything that you buy on a daily basis throughout your life. This is a principle that can save you and keep you out of debt and put you in a better position. So financially, you are way ahead of the average person who doesn't apply these principles to your life. So hope that made an impact in your life and in your heart and in your mind. Like, let this embed in there so that you don't forget this powerful principle, so that you can not only keep yourself out of additional debt, but you can begin to prosper at a level that you were designed and God made you to prosper. So I hope this helped you. If it did, share it with your friends and family and those you know, and watch and listen to this again. Maybe, sometimes repetition of hearing something over and over again makes it's so much more profound and makes it a habit in your life. So if this helped you, share it and tell your friends about it. Talk to you later.
We hope you were blessed with the message today from Matthew Miglin, the voice of prosperity. If so, make the world better by sharing this with a friend to help them prosper as well. To learn more about this and other resources, visit Matthew at voiceofprosperity.com.